Welcome back to Dow's Twang. I'm Dave. Let me thank everybody before we get started today that's been checking us out on Patreon. We've had a number of people already supporting us on there. We only have one level, it's quite inexpensive. Um, some of you all that I know pretty well are actually a little irritated with me that at how inexpensive our rate is, or whatever you call it. And we might add some other levels, as we go, that have more features and things, that would have a different level of support attached to them. But right now, for $5 a month, you're gonna get access to um, one more ad-free lesson a week. So that's four during the month. Um, and they're independent. It's the same sort of thing. The format's the same. It's just kind of like you're watching this channel, I guess, without ads. It's not like if you want to see part two, the good stuff, you have to pay to see it. It's not like that. It's just stuff that we'd likely be doing on any day, around here, right? Just talking about the same good old stuff. And today it's a 2-5 progression, okay? And when I say that, if right away you're like, I kind of, I'm not 100% on what I hear that, but I don't really know exactly what that means. Well, just real quick, like when you refer to chords and progressions as numbers like that, you're referring to the root notes as they exist in a scale of a key. Okay, so in this case, G, the G major scale. Okay, so if we just count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have a 1 chord in here today, right? We just have a 2 and a 5. A minor, the 2 chord, and a D7, the 5. Okay, so there's more to that perhaps, but at least there's a, kind of a nice summary of like what that means. Okay, so um, and many of you know this, but if you're thinking like, well, wait a second, G major, well, there's no G in it, but does that mean those are the notes that we can play? Yeah. Okay, that's one approach, and another one that's going to work out real well for this is just the A minor pentatonic scale. Okay, now that's a D9 chord. Okay, there's a D7. You want to have that flat 7 there. You could use a triad. But you're going to, certainly when we play our single note stuff, we're going to want to feature that flat 7 for the D and the A minor as well. Okay, it's already included in the A minor pentatonic. Right, so that's kind of our main frame right there, right? And we're just going to get right to this. This is stuff that we're mentioning a few aspects of theory as we go, and maybe you jot down a little note. Well, here I said that. I'm not really sure. I'm going to look that up later, or look around on this channel or somewhere else, and maybe investigate that topic more, right? This is kind of a an instant gratification video here, right? But we're including, some definitions and things as we go. So, A minor pentatonic. Now, I almost didn't make a loop for this, and then I was just going to demonstrate it like chord. Because I really want to talk about that specific sound. If you noticed in the intro, I went around a couple extra times because I did that like every time because I really wanted to emphasize that. And somewhere on the neck, I used that sound. That that's kind of the crux of it today. And I'll talk about that more in just a second. So I did decide to go back and make a loop so you can have some more fun at the end of this thing today, right? And really have something to play over. It's at 85 beats per minute, if that helps you with your devices and loopers and sequences and whatnot. And so here's the loop. There's that A. Warm up with that. There's another way to make a D7, right? Okay. Now, just real quick, and a lot of this is, this part will be very familiar to you, but I'm really, kind of just getting, go with what you know when you start off. Don't start with the big, crazy lick that has all kinds of extensions and things. I mean, go for it. I don't mean it that way, but get a little feel for it going with something that you're really familiar with. That's just that root. And that's the root of the D. Right? And that's going to fall right under your fingers for a lot of you because it's just already right in that scale. Right? Little embellishments, bends or things at the end of the phrase. Little bluesy ornaments like that go a long way. And then, move up, check out, the position next door and whatnot. And just go with that pentatonic, get a feel going. Leave that on. Remember what we said about the G major scale? Those notes, river of G. Okay. And now you're thinking like, okay, well, easy for you to say, right? Okay, that's right. So let's look at that. Let's stop what we're doing for a second, what I'm doing anyway, and kind of break that down. So I didn't start on G. I just started kind of where my hand felt like it already was because we're already in this. Right? So if I start anywhere within that river, right, it's going to be those same 7 notes, just repeating each octave above or below wherever you are, right? You really want to think of things that way on the guitar and in music in general. Each instrument has a different physicality about it, right? When I started here, when I just kind of took the framework of that A minor pentatonic, these are the notes in that river of G. Then I just kind of wandered back into like kind of our home base where I already was with that. All right. So now, one piece at a time. Add that in there, see what happens. You don't have to go real fast. Kind of a weird timing. I got kind of hung up there. Don't worry about it. Oh. Wait a minute. that one felt good, didn't it? That's now, if you want to get into different scales and stuff, you can. If you play those notes that are in that river of G, but you start on D, it's a D mixolydian scale. Right? That works with dominant seventh chords. It happens to be what we're using for this 5 chord right here. Now, that's the third up to the octave. That's the flat 7. So I'm just kind of putting that in with that pentatonic stuff, but when I go to that 7-note scale, that's kind of the main feature of it, right? Check this out. Okay. You know, there's no edits in this lesson, right? If something funky happens, I mean, it'd have to be pretty bad for me to like stop and, do it over or something. I will do that on the intros now. I will. I'll take a couple of times around on that because I'll kind of, you know, get self-critical about it. But if after 2 or 3 times of that, I'll tell myself, just stop. Now you're just kind of going down the slippery slope. It's all good, right? It's whatever it is today. So here's our routine on this. Okay. Everything I did in that intro was something like that. I did a little bit down. Or it might have gone up and. But I'm showing it to you right here so you can really kind of get that in your ear and get a routine going with it, okay? And you can do it all right there. And I think I did a little like a over the D one time. That's kind of a neat idea. All right. So both of those scale methods will work over both chords. It's just the fun part is like when you hit that note in that 7-note bucket that's just right for one of those chords. It's a chord tone. It'll be like a third or the flat 7 of it or something, right? Then you know that you found something. So then you kind of back it up, you back engineer it. Hey, what can I do to lead into that note that's has a cool timing and then go back to the minor pentatonic. One really nice kind of game plan for this is just play a lot of minor pentatonic kind of blues lick stuff over the A minor and then go to the 7-note scale, the D mixolydian for that D dominant 7th chord and just kind of alternate like that. See what you come up with. Let me know how it goes. Appreciate all of you. Talk to you soon.